Cold opening. Got that cold open going on. We are wondering what instrument Yanni plays, because I say he plays soprano sax. Greg's looking it up. Cool.
I
Video
feel
stream is
like
definitely working. Yeah, I wasn't just checking my text. I was
it
making
says
sure
he's
you can
like,
see me. Isn't it? It's not soprano sax that Yanni plays. Am I mixing up Yanni with the guy that actually
is
plays
this like a
soprano
different?
sax?
Yeah, no, I can't remember that. Who everyone makes fun of, but he plays alto sax.
Is
Kenny
it
G.
Kenny G?
He always plays. Yeah, I think he plays like.
Yeah, I
Or
thought
no, he
Yanni
plays the.
plays the
No, you're right.
soprano sax.
I can't remember.
Help
Fuck.
us out in the chat. All right, we'll look
I'm
it up
forgetting
too.
my saxophones. It's been like too long
Forgetting
since
your
I've had to
sax.
think about a sax.
I know
I
it's
can't remember.
the long skinny one that sings the high notes. That's why I'm saying soprano sax. Justin Sojourner would know.
Oh, off
Holla.
the top. Yeah.
Shout out to Sojourner. Look that fella up. Okay, I'm starting the Radio Vegas Rocks situation. What am I dallying further about? So, here we go.
That's the right one.
That's right.
Yeah,
It's
we made it.
greasy conversation, spelled the correct way. And you're here. We've got dank news. We're going to react to it. That's how we get this thing done.
That's what we do.
We've got 2 weeks of news. Our guest moved away. So it's just going to be an intimate situation with you and I in the submarine of news. Dank submarine.
Yeah.
There's like echo in the sub that time too. I'm happy. I'm feeling it. It's a joyous
You
day.
got all your echo out.
I got my
of
echoes
the
out
way.
early. Yeah.
All right. So where to start? So there's been a lot of controversy pulling down these statues and all this shit.
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
whatever, so-
Which they should just be moved to a museum before people get like.
Yeah,
They shouldn't
like-
be up where kids can like worship people that just because they have a statue without
Right.
knowing the backstory. A museum you can contextualize. It.
So there was a petition to replace a Robert E. Lee statue with Odorous Orungus,
I love this.
who, if you're not familiar, was Gore's frontman. So who did pass away a few years ago. He was in like 5 or 6 years ago.
Dude, you have to read some of the copy on this one is so good.
Robert E. Lee is a failed war general that supported a racist cause, the petition reads. For too long, the city of Richmond has been displaying statues of him and other loser Civil War veterans. We, the scumdogs of the universe, call on the city of Richmond to erect a statue of great local leader Odorous Orungus in its place. While Odorous comes from the planet Scumdogia, he called Richmond his home, working with the local art community and employing local artists and ladies of the night. So
Yeah, he
I
did
would-
economy.
yeah, and I went through my Gore phase. Like, I'm not super into that type of music, but Gore is just different, man. You can just always enjoy some Gore.
Yeah, I can't even name a gore sound, but like I love what all this stands for. Like there was another person that was gonna get there's probably an Onion article, but was getting recommended for a replacement statue that was so great. Also, I'm trying to. Oh, it was like Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
That would be so great.
But if you like scroll down on this article, you can see the mock-up someone did of the statue. And it's just Odorous on a horse in like full costume. It's pretty rad. So I say go for it.
I accidentally scrolled into a different article.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here we go. There we go.
Awesome, man. I mean, that would be so much better.
Oh man, yeah.
But I think they would have to get, because I'm pretty sure like Gore would go on stage with giant fake alien dongs like hanging down. And they would just whip them all over the place. So
That's
they need to get
awesome.
some of that in there. But I'm all for it. I don't know if the petition's still going, but check it out. Go listen to some Gore. It'll make your weekend better. It'll make your life better.
I'll have to investigate it just for that alone. It's like
Yeah,
one
they
of
have
those
some
things-
good songs, man.
Seen it, haven't really heard it much. All
'Cause
right.
I think their whole shtick was that they were like alien warlords who came to Earth to conquer it, but then they just found like weed and booze and just started a heavy metal band or something.
Nice.
And just like stoner rock or whatever. Yeah.
Awesome.
Fucking Gore, man.
proper.
All right. Some Florida news, and this. I mean, I think we can all.
Is it Florida hour already? I'm gonna hype it.
Yeah, I had to start.
Florida hour.
I had to start with something because this is a good one. I think we can all relate. We've probably all been in similar situations. All right, so a Florida couple was trapped in an unlocked closet for 2 days.
What?
So this couple finally called 911 after 2 days. a one John Arwood and Amber Campbell, and they didn't realize until the police arrived that they could have just opened the door. And this was at Daytona State College. They could have just opened the door and walked out anytime.
Oh, man.
And it says the pair were found inside the closet along with feces and copper scouring pads often used to smoke crack. No drugs were found, but they will still face several charges. So
Isn't it just the charge of like wasting the rescue people's time?
I'm sure that maybe like some like trespassing. I don't know.
Oh,
But they
because
said
it
they
wasn't
were-
even their house that they're in
No,
the
it was
closet?
no, it was at a state college, Daytona State College. They said they were chased into a janitor's closet. By who? I would like to know. Like, who's just gonna chase random people at a state college? Like,
Not only that, but I didn't think that ever worked. Like where you try to duck around a corner and then jump in a janitor's closet, like
Yeah.
it's some sitcom. Like, how does that?
yeah, no,
You'd go around the corner, the chaser, and then you'd check closets. I
right?
would think.
Yeah,
Man, they just Scooby Dooed it real good.
I guess so. I think they just wanted in there to have a little crack smoking time. And,
Well, yeah, we were chased in here by the dragon. Now we're chasing the dragon.
Yeah. Well, first of all, like what closet could you get locked into that you can't open from the inside? Like ever, anywhere. Why would a closet exist like that? Especially like a janitor's closet.
I can only imagine that they wanted to stay in there and do all the drugs, and then like not. And they're like, "Oh, we were locked in here. That's why we're in there that long." Like,
Or
I
they
feel
got-
it's like a late.
They got like
story.
so paranoid
Yeah.
that people were like constantly outside the door. They just kept hearing people outside the door. They knew they couldn't make a break for it.
Yeah, I think it's a story they said later that they were locked. They thought they were locked in there.
Man, and then like, so you're brilliant. Man, I wonder how long they like hashed it out though. 2 days to hash out this plan of like calling 911 and just saying they were locked in the closet.
And they had a cell phone apparently in the closet to call 911 with.
Yeah.
It's like they just forgot why they were in the closet. And they're like, "Oh, we
Right.
must have gotten locked in here."
They're like, oh shit, is this an R. Kelly video? We're trapped in that R. Kelly reality where like everyone on the same street is trapped in the closet. There's just infinite closets for people to get trapped into, and we're in one of them.
Inside each closet, a smaller closet.
Fuck.
It's just closets all the way down.
Right. And then for people just listening, this chick has a $sign tattooed like on her neck.
Yeah, right on the
front
throat
of
part.
her neck. Like, yeah. So, I mean, that should just tell you all you need to know.
And the guy has the smallest goatee. Like, it's like the size of my pinky nail, but it's like hella there. It's
Yeah.
just right, like he's ashamed of just that under lip dimple.
Oh,
That's
man.
crazy. Like a penny could cover that goatee, but it's prominent.
Yeah,
that's a
that's
move.
fair. I didn't notice that. That's
It's like an extra piece of eyebrow. It's like what was taken in between his eyebrows is just moved down there.
to just.
It's not
Shifted
as
it down.
wide as the eyebrow gap though. But I just, when you play like make a Mii on your Nintendo Wii.
Oh,
you're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh, I can move the what do you call face mole, like over and then make a little soul patch. You
Oh,
like,
yeah.
move the stuff
Wasn't it like
around.
the scale where you like had a slider
Yeah,
to like slide it around the face? Yeah,
totally.
I
And you
remember
can
that.
make horns out of eyebrows and stuff like that.
Yeah, classic, man.
Good times.
All right, and then I found this article because it would have been more pertinent like last 2 weeks ago. But this dude said that the 2012, the Mayan prophecy, was actually misinterpreted because we used the Gregorian calendar, and it should have used the Julian calendar, which
Oh,
we switched off of a couple hundred years ago. And because the way the Gregorian calendar works, it loses days compared to the Julian calendar, so that 2012 should actually be this week, which was last week.
Oh.
So or maybe this week. I don't know. Maybe it's tomorrow.
What if the Mayan epidemic was Corona, and it was right on schedule?
Yeah, it started. It already started. Shit,
Okay.
man.
Well, I mean, what if we've got way better tech than they would have seen? They would have just seen like, oh, all like, this cycle occurs of this disease that beats us up, but like we're stronger in the future. You know? I think we have I think stuff that kills Mayans we're like not gonna kill us as bad.
Like this is what wiped them out. COVID-1.
Yeah, it's 19 COVIDs later. OG Cove.
Right. So I feel like we do really need a new like doomsday threat that like everyone gets in on, where it like permeates pop culture.
Yeah, I thought we had one. I guess it wasn't that doomsday-ish enough.
No, like Y2K, and then the Mayan 20. Like we need one they make a movie out of. You know, multiple movies out of.
You think there aren't going to be multiple movies of COVID?
Well, I mean, there's already been like pandemic movies.
Oh, true.
And like I always thought in those movies, or any movie where there's a catastrophe and like the government reacts terribly, and then all the people in government are just like really stupid about it. Like you always thought that would never happen, or that the general populace. And it's like, okay, all right, you're right. Yeah, that's not a ridiculous premise for a movie. Totally accurate.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
It's hard to stay caring on close to the same level. Although I sanitized the crap out of everything before the show anyway.
Yeah, totally. And it's
slathered it.
Yeah, it is kind of weird how it just
Yeah.
It's just one of those shrug things now.
I feel really bad for black people to have to try to work on reform that they deserve in the midst of this disease thing too.
Right.
It's like bad timing again. I especially feel bad when I hear a black person bringing up the fact that they would have reformed all this on their own long ago if they could do it alone. But they're not a majority in this country. So it's like really going to take hella white people help.
Or like the fact that, I mean, the reason a lot of these protests are happening is because so many people like are out of work.
Yeah.
Because of the pandemic, you know.
So
like,
maybe it's helping them. So more people are able to stand up for this and join in.
And most of the, like, from what I've seen, a lot of majority are wearing like face masks and being safe when they can.
Yeah. So. I really think that most of the violent people are false flags just trying to discredit the movement.
Yeah, totally.
I think it's pretty obvious. And it's also like not to get into like a whole political angle stuff everyone else is talking about, because we're not. But well, it's perfect because my point, I forgot it anyway.
Perfect. All right. What else do we got? Speaking of false flags, you have this up here, and I didn't delve into this, but you just have a note about the 5G controversy as a false flag to give networks an excuse to advertise 5G.
Yes, I put this together. Get this.
All right.
Okay, this conspiracy is like so obviously true. Prepare yourself. So, I think that for every one person genuinely concerned about 5G because they can't be bothered to like spend a couple hours learning about radio frequency radiation and like or wrap their head around scale, because like sunlight, for example, a little of it's okay, a lot of it kills you. You can see sunlight reflected off a surface, but you can't look directly at the sun. Just a huge scale of intensity levels. Same thing with 5G. If you're going to go up and hug the antenna, it's not a good time, but it degrades rapidly at that frequency, and that's why they need to make so many more towers. And when you're making more towers, it's a lot bigger burden on your community, and it's a great cost. And it's the same thing that we went through with digital cell phones. It had to be more numerous, smaller antennas tucked away in the city. And this was like in the 90s. So looking back at that, I believe, realized that if they get some crazy wackos all up in arms against 5G and talking about it being controversial, if we're all talking about like, is 5G dangerous? It's a perfect time for experts to step in and be like, no, it's not. This is the deal. And then the cell phone companies can be like, look at what the experts said. So let me put an antenna here.
Yeah.
And so it's like goodwill in advance, and the travel's better because of the fake news of people flipping out about 5G, which probably is also real news too. People flipping out about every radio frequency thing that's
Right.
happened.
What? So like, how deep does this go? Or like these people like paid off by the companies to like start this controversy and like tear down a few towers to like make it look legit, and like all these are, they're just totally astroturf movements.
I don't know. This isn't a theory I have a lot of evidence of. Besides,
It just feels that way. All right.
yeah, it hella feels that way.
Right.
It'd be just like a great move. They would probably say, no, we've been spending a lot of marketing to talk to you about 5G being fast and beneficial.
Right. Yeah.
Because like people just thinking it might be dangerous are going to make them not want it if their phone's already fast enough.
Right. And like, why the difference between like we've been using 4G forever? Like, what's the difference? What makes 5G so dangerous?
Yeah,
You know,
and like it is higher frequency. The RF situation is different, but at its frequency, it also doesn't travel as far. So like the strength of it, you lose it dramatically just within a block or two.
Yeah.
So it's like, how dangerous is that if it doesn't even like your phone can't even feel it? Your phone can feel GPS signals from space. So it's like it's not gonna hurt you.
Right. Not like there's just massive
Yeah.
invisible frequencies.
It would hurt you at like microwave strength, and like Wi-Fi is around the same frequency as microwave, if not exactly like your oven, but it's just not. Your router's no oven.
Yeah. Right.
And the concentration is another thing. In a microwave, it's focused in a beam, whereas the antenna is semi-directional, but still it's not like beamed right at you. And that's dramatically different. You focus light in a beam, and you have a laser, and you can pop balloons and stuff with a couple double A's. But like a flashlight's not going to pop any balloons.
Yeah. What always well, like any technology like that usually has a certain amount of like scaremongering. Like if you go back to when microwaves were first made like mainstream, there's a lot of ads that show microwaves being dangerous. Like there's a family eating and they're pulling like food out of the microwave and they're all like mutated, you know, and have like extra eyes and, you know, large floppy arms and shit like that. So there's always just like a portion of a population that's going to be like scared of new technology anyway.
For sure.
So just how it goes. I guess we just got to deal with it.
Yeah. Gotta just get all the G's. And then I'm holding out for 6G. I'm skipping right over 5. I'm going to wait till
Just
6G.
waiting.
It's just a robot that follows you around with a hotspot.
Can it be like a
6G.
backpack robot?
It's a drone. It's all loud and shit.
Hella clunky.
People's papers are blowing off their desks. Like, get your 6G out of here.
Like if we get to the point where we could have like really high quality robots, like in iRobot, let's say. You know, there's gonna be people that just want like retro, like clunky ass robots.
Yeah. I love retrofuturism and the idea of like, what if this technology existed in this past? And
Yeah.
Steampunk's a perfect example of that. I also really like cyberpunk aesthetic and Outrun. If you look up hashtag Outrun, like the old video game, such cool graphics and feels. It's kind of along the same line as Vaporwave, but a different flavor that still takes you back, feels nostalgic. And the idea that you have like this gadget that like, oh, this could have been a thing in the 80s if they thought of this. Like that keyboard on Instagram, the Music Star keyboard, WOZ.LOL. It's like this 90s keyboard, but I put a bunch like Bluetooth and like modern stuff in it. A hand gesture sensor. So
Nice.
I love that aesthetic of like, oh, this is retrofuturism also is another term for this deal.
Or
to
like
get those feels.
or the type of technology like in the 80s, the stuff they used to draw that we'd have like today.
Yeah.
You know, that like have flying cars like Jetsons type shit.
And the flying cars are all rectangular-y, and
Yeah.
they have phones, and the phones like do smartphone stuff, but it's like extra rectangles on it and
Yeah,
stuff.
everything's just blocky.
That would be sick. And
Cubist cubist reality.
What tech from today do you think people will still be will like retro back to with like future things, like fake wheels on their flying cars or something like
Yeah, if there were hover cars, it'd definitely be like fake wheels or like holographic wheels.
that?
If like the cars were like a sand speeder in Star Wars, only hovered a couple feet off the ground, you'd have like holographic wheels.
Nice.
I'm sure you'd get some like lowrider aesthetics maybe. I don't know what else, man. Shit.
Yeah, holler in the chat. Hey, we got smacked from afar by Ange Kerfoot. Shout out to Jordan and Kay Caruso.
We do definitely need to get smacked more.
Damn Pandy.
All right.
Pandy lowering our smack.
I did. So there was apparently this wealthy dude buried a treasure in the Rocky Mountains about a decade ago.
Oh, this is a crazy story.
This guy, his name's Forrest Fenn. He's 89 years old now, art and antiquities collector. So he created a treasure hunt a decade ago and like put clues in this poem. I don't know if he had like other clues, but that it would lead them to this exact spot, and finally someone found it.
Yeah,
Couple
after a
weeks ago.
decade of so many people hunting for this thing.
Yeah. So pretty dope. The guy sent him a photo to verify that it was indeed his buried treasure.
As many as 350,000 people from all over the world went hunting for the treasure. Some quit their jobs to fully dedicate their lives to the hunt, and some even died.
Damn.
The treasure is estimated to be worth $1 million. And the person that found it, anonymous.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, they're
I'd
hiding
want
out.
to be anonymous too. Because then people you don't even know just like, hey, remember me, man?
Yeah.
How you doing? How you been, though? How have you been, though?
That's intense. Oh man, so there's people talking about it back in 2015. It's crazy. So he might do it again. He might poem for another hunt.
Yeah, and he stated his goal with this was to get people just excited to go explore nature and not oft explored territory in the wilderness.
I love that idea, like the fact that there's like cigarette boats full of money and cocaine on the bottom of the water by Florida, that you could like have all kinds of, I guess the paper would probably be wrecked, never mind. But there's like older stuff that's been buried by mobsters and things like that.
There's probably a ton of cocaine down there, right?
Yeah, it's probably all wrecked. It's probably all up in the sharks. They're all fevering. Jonesy
Those
sharks.
Some like raged out shark swimming around fucking shit up, man.
So I knew this guy named Wilbur off of Route 66 in Victorville. The old route has this place called the Bottle Tree Farm. And he's just this old fella that would go out in a Jeep. He was saying he's been doing it for decades, before I was even born, in just the midst of the desert out there, and just finding old gold miner stuff, chunks of metal, stuff that they lived by, and just going out there. He was talking all nostalgically about how you could just get drunk and just drive your Jeep over the trails and couldn't hit nobody.
That does sound like a good time. Like
Sounds-
off-roading with a couple beers is a good time,
It's
for sure.
You need a spotter. You need like a designated other truck to rescue you.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you get like the untippable Jeep.
Yeah, or you'd find a way to get it stuck. Drinking
Yeah,
milk.
totally.
Or roll it.
Yeah.
But one you could live in would be nice too. Off-roading house.
This was a story I heard on NPR a while back, but this woman, I think she was like from Japan. She traveled to Fargo, because she thought there was like money buried out there based on the movie.
Oh.
And so she was in like a real bad spot in her personal life and just not doing well. So she like borrowed some money from like a family member or something and then just like disappeared off the face of the earth. And they tracked her down and she like went to search for the money that's supposedly buried out there based on a fictional movie. and she just like died out there, man.
Oh,
Like searching for the treasure. And like that's not the first time though. There have been a few people that have tried to find fictional treasure.
Man,
So
speaking of people dying for a landmark thing, there is the bus from the movie Into the Wild, soundtrack by Eddie Vedder. Do you remember that story? The guy goes into the Yukon, I think it is, into Alaska, and like holes up in this bus for 100 and something days and like dies out there. And the book was written about him, and the movie and stuff, and a bunch of people have died going to visit the bus. So they airlifted the bus out of there and put it in a museum.
that's not. Yeah, I mean, if one guy doesn't make it, I mean, it's probably like
A bad place to go.
yeah. Man. Damn. All right, should we do our first round of Bill Bobs?
Oh man, we did it! Oh, you guys, a fourth of the show is over already. Whew,
Thank
boy.
fucking
tell you,
God.
Sometimes your head's not in the right place and things feel tough, and you're like feeling anhedonic after things have been fun and withdrawally, and you're like not sure anything's great, or you want to do anything you ever used to love, and you just do it anyway, and it's fucking great. And then a fourth of it's over all of a sudden, and fun times are having fun. So I hope you all feel me like in a inspired way somehow, because you all inspire me by swinging by. Thank you.
Hi, I'm always on the go, and I need the one thing to help me keep moving.
s5e12.
That's right. It's an all-natural energy mix that comes in a tube. I can keep one in my pocket or my purse. So many great flavors, such as fruit punch, grape, orange soda, plus no hard crash because there is no sugar, but it is loaded with B12. It's high on electrolytes. I just love it.
s5e12.com.
If you have diabetes and you're on Medicare, Medicaid, or have private insurance, you may qualify for a new continuous glucose monitor. Managing your diabetes is crucial to your health. The new CGM can automatically and easily help you manage your diabetes more effectively. And by using a CGM, you can eliminate the one thing most people with diabetes dislike the most: finger sticks. Now you can automatically manage your diabetes and end the painful finger sticks. Solara Medical Supplies makes it simple for you to have a new CGM. We'll do all the insurance paperwork for you and deliver the newest in diabetic care technology right to your door. Take charge of your diabetes today with the help of a new continuous glucose monitor. Call now to learn more. 800-571-1651. 800-571-1651. 800-571-1651. 800-571-1651.
Finger sticks.
Hey ladies, when it's not raining men, it's always raining tacos at Juan's, Flaming Fajitas, and Cantina during their daily happy hour from 3 to 7. If things get a little too hot from their authentic Flaming Fajitas, you can visit their outdoor dining area and cool down with one or dos Corona Ritas. If you're feeling spicy, be sure to order one of my personal favorites, their fresh tableside guacamole, which goes perfectly with their homemade chips and salsa for one or two.
Visit Juan's Flamin' Fajitas and Cantina on Facebook or in the real world at 9640 West Tropicana. Proud supporter of the Rockin' Comedy Show for 2 years and counting.
Be sure to get your mix of music. Listen to us with the RadioVegas.rocks app available at the App Store. And check out our VIP card, interact with us in our chat room, and scheduling of our RadioVegas.rocks shows, plus podcasts. It's all available on RadioVegas.rocks app.
And welcome back. You're listening to Greasy Conversation on RadioVegas.rocks. Spelled the regular way, just like you'd expect.
Just like you like it to be spelled. Yeah.
All right. Where do
We're
we
doing
go
it.
from here?
We're
What-
doing
what-
it.
what-
My headphones, cables. It feels so good. You know, I thought I was deaf. I was like, oh no, I'm losing my hearing. Oh no, it's gone all of a
All
sudden.
suddenly,
Oh, I just had to plug in my thing.
did someone put a spell on me?
Oh no, I'm dying.
It's totally witchcraft when like you just suddenly lose hearing.
I know. Turns out I'm fine. I'm just panicking.
So I ran into this study, and it seems like my personal and maybe your personal experience differs. but they were testing how the different potency in weed affects people, and it turns out that it seems like it doesn't that much. So maybe it's like just personal like psychology.
So wait, the way this says it basically, doing stronger weed doesn't necessarily get you higher if you're already a hardcore smoker. So the idea that you build up a tolerance and then you have to buy stronger weed to get the same amount of high, excuse me, that's apparently a myth. You can be a seasoned stoner like myself, to be honest, and I get like 20%, 19% stuff, and I just get by, but I don't usually say I don't get blasted that much. It's more a maintenance, get out of my own way head thing. But sometimes it's the evening and I want to get all weeded up and it still works. So that's pretty nice. But like, I've had this theory and I had no evidence about it till now. That like people are wasting money on too strong a weed unnecessarily.
Yeah, I'm sure like after a certain threshold, like it doesn't matter that much. But the way they did it, they created two groups, and then they gave one a lower, like 16% THC edibles, and then another group 24% THC edibles. And they did the same thing with the concentrates. They had 70% concentrates and then 90% concentrates. And they had the groups self-report their levels of intoxication, had them do like balance tests, and also check the THC levels in their blood. And while the THC levels were different, they all self-reported pretty similarly. So, but then it could also be like maybe one's tolerance is better. So like what's not that fucked up to them could be like totally thrashed to someone else who's not used to, so there is some subjectivity to it, but
yeah.
And and the thing about like the grades at weed too, like there have been I know there was stories about Denver weed, like the testing companies were like fluffing the numbers to make it look like, they get a kickback and give this one company is like, oh yeah, 28% weed, yeah, all day. It's like, nah.
Yeah, because it's hard to confirm it. It could be a lie number.
Yeah. So like there's definitely a threshold. And it's but whatever you want.
Huge thanks to Ange Kerfoot, who not only helps us with our booking and a lot of our news articles here, Phantom crew member, but this grilled cheese sandwich like saved my life today. And look, the grill marks are crossways grill marks. How pro is that? She's like warning me not to food it near the mic, but with how much I hate mouth sounds, you better believe I ain't chewing near this mic. Look out.
Yeah, you're one of the most anti-food sounds on the mic people.
It's so hard. On the other show I produce, twocluelessdudes.com on Fridays at 5, because they always bring wacky food. That's one of the things that they have as a tradition, is a segment called Put This in Your Mouth. Recently, it was exotic Kit Kat from Japan that had like paste, strawberry, and what's that stuff that looks like chocolate? It's like carob paste, something like that. Scarabs. It had scarabs in it, and it was so good.
Yeah, fuck if I know, man.
Yeah, it was Beetlejuice Kit Kat. It was awesome. Recommend it. The worst was the watermelon cookies. A sugar cookie that's watermelon flavored. I discourage that.
Oh yeah, I think you tried to get me to try one of those, but
sure did.
I wasn't having that. All right. So New York City offers up some guidelines for having some sexy times and being safe
oh no.
during the pandemic. So, and there's some great ones.
This is dank. Get ready for dank.
Like having, doing some mutual masturbation sessions over Zoom. Which they call the Zoom Boom Room.
The craziest is the glory hole.
Yeah, they recommend glory hole because it separates contact quite a bit. So
there's been lines at Home Depot. They're out of drywall.
That's what, like, do you set up? You just get some drywall and like set one up in your bedroom, or do you actually go to like? So if it's like a public glory hole, it's probably not going to be as safe.
No, that's way more dangerous.
Right? So like you just have to make your own.
It's just like if you're already living with someone, like, okay, I'm sorry, baby, we got to cut off and just use the hole for a while. I feel
Right.
like I'd hurt my hips too. I feel like this isn't thought out.
Like, then it gets, but then you can have like fun decorating it. I mean, it could be a nice
Have fun decorating it.
It could be a bonding experience.
Well, I love this idea that, like, it's not just a hole in a plain white wall. That's not sexy. You want to, like, draw, like,
Right.
paisleys and stuff around it.
Go for an underwater theme.
Oh, the grilled cheese is keto, too. I thought this was special bread. The bread's by Sola with 4 net carbs.
Nice. Cha-ching.
Yeah. Trying to keto it up more, so that's
So-
very helpful.
New York City also recommends wearing masks and doggy style. So there's less mouth-to-mouth, face-to-face contact. So
Which, you know, maybe that's better anyway, just to not, because I don't know, like, when you're like huffing in someone's face, that's like that's not cool.
right, and I'm sure like the mask thing is already like I mean, some people might do that already.
I think,
That could be like a.
yeah, it's like a cool
someone's kink,
fetish.
yeah.
Totally. For sure. Gotta be. You know what, though? 69. I'm just going to jump right to that. I think that's just solves everything. After a shower, of course. And guy on the bottom, I've heard people ask, like, okay, I'm going to 69. Who goes on the top? What monster dude is going to be on the top? Like, that's gross. That's like fearsome. Like, no one's going to want to climb
You're
under this shit.
terrible.
No.
You're a terrible person,
That's,
and you should feel terrible.
I don't know. Unless you're a little dude and you've got a larger lady, that's cool too. Switch it up. But the bigger person should be on the bottom. Otherwise, it's like a dom thing then, like a weird one. Anyway,
All right, so
I don't have a destination on this point.
Who else? I'm sure many people have been experiencing this. I don't know when it started, like a week or two ago. Random fireworks all over the place. Are you getting that too?
Like crazy.
In your neighborhood? Just
well,
like down the street?
I live in the Latinist part of town, and so I didn't think it was more than 30% more than usual. There's like fireworks every 3 or 4 nights at least.
Yeah.
Just from a neighbor just getting bored. At least once a week there's like several, like 2 instances. But the thing is, it used to be gunshots, so it's like a way improvement.
That's a step up, yeah.
Now I'm thinking I'm hearing the gunshots of every like week or so, and I look out and there's like sparkles, or I hear that afterwards. And I'm like, all right, cool.
Not bad. All right.
So, but your area too, hella random fireworks.
Yeah, like it started like 2 weeks ago.
Has it been in the news?
No, I don't think there's any news about it.
Do you think it's just a trend?
Well, I think because they're starting to sell fireworks, I guess. That's what, like, I
Oh.
didn't realize, like, 4th of July was so soon.
Oh,
So
that's
I've
it.
completely lost any sense of, like, time or what day of the week it is.
I remember buying not hot corn poppers, those little white popper things that
Oh,
you can get
yeah.
at the grocery store. I bought a pack a couple weeks ago because I was like, oh, cool, these are out this time, weird. Then I realized it was already getting towards July, but you know, it was a couple weeks ago, so people are sitting on fireworks and they just can't hold them in like they used to.
I used to, those poppers, when I was a kid, I used to take those. And then I don't know if you ever had, they're like little plastic or rubbery, like, bulbs, like half domes, and you would flip them in and they'd pop up.
Those were the hot corn poppers.
Yeah.
They're often called that. I loved those.
So I'd find some like half alive insect, like a bee or something, that was like not able to move, but was like still alive. I'd set a popper next to it, and then I'd put one of those things on it so that it would like jump off and it would explode the popper into the bee.
Oh, gosh.
Good times. I used to do that all the time. Torture shit, man.
Gnarly. I would like put them under a cup or something, so whatever it popped would like pop like a Ninja Turtle or an action figure or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they made big ones, and then you'd get like welts. There's ones that were like the bottom of a cup size. They were mean.
I've never seen those. I
Oh.
don't remember those.
We gotta get some for the show. You guys, stay tuned for
That's just gonna be the whole show.
Yeah, you want to look forward to season 6? Let me tell you what. Hot corn poppers.
I'm just gonna keep throwing those at like the worst times.
Yeah, or you put one on the table or on one of the sliders of the mixer, or one of the sound effect buttons. And then the big one, like, it takes a minute. So you start to forget that you were waiting on it and just go on with your life, and then it pops and you freak out. It's so good. Put one in, like, the kitchen, like in the cups, or like in the silverware drawer, and just leave the silverware drawer open. And then later on, it's like a 20, 30 seconds goes by, and it's silverware sounds.
Yeah, that's like rig up. Like put something like just heavy enough so that it doesn't pop. If you could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're making moves, you guys. We've got entertainment plans.
Oh, yeah.
Deluxe.
Good times. Good times. All right. So say you were randomly in Yellowstone and you happened to catch a video of a grizzly bear and a bison fighting. What would you put your bets on?
The grizzly bear or the bison? I would totally think the grizzly bear would destroy the bison. I
Totally
think.
correct.
Oh.
There was a video.
Did someone
caught.
think otherwise?
Yeah, I guess bisons are huge. This was like not a full-grown bison, so it was already at a disadvantage. But bears are
he's a
going to
little
fuck up
small.
like most things, I feel like.
Bears are going to fuck up most things.
They're just
I
huge.
completely agree. This footage, I'm like mulling over the footage.
Like, let's get Joe Rogan's opinion.
This bear is up and to the left. It's the grassy knoll.
I
on the
always
other
love
side.
just going Joe Rogan on it.
They look like they're hugging. I think they were friends and they had altercation.
Yeah, they were just play wrestling.
And then someone took it too far.
Yeah, totally.
Nice. Yeah, there's always a wildlife fighting another wildlife on this show. I'm proud to keep the tradition alive. Check
It
out.
happens because it's fucking brutal, man.
I don't know if y'all remember, but there was a bird episode. I need to switch cameras dramatically for this. Bird episode. Go to greasyconversation.com. Go back to the bird episode. It's so good. Seriously, there's a cockatiel that would rescue other birds in a way that I'm not going to spoil for you. Check out that episode.
That was like all
Cockatiel
bird news
rescue.
all the time.
Bird-focused episode.
Let me see. You have in here the Dubai police have a flying motorcycle.
Yes, they do. This is old news. This is dank news. But it is so cool. I bet you didn't know. And it totally fits what a lot of people are arguing are reasons why some particular police forces might need some of their money allocated differently. Now, I hate using flippantly a phrase like defund the police, even though there's elements of that concept that I think are valuable to at least look at and consider, because some people are co-opting that to mean abolish the police and anarchy, but a lot of people aren't. So it's the same problem with Black Lives Matter as a concept and as a movement. What most people believe in representing that, what those sounds of words from the face mean, is really good and really important. But there are people that have adopted that same phrase to do bad things, and it's a shame. It muddies the waters of good change.
Yeah.
And it makes it hard to associate with things that are overall good as a broadcaster. So I appreciate your sympathy with that. As we look at police force was wasting money, because that happens. I'm not saying ours does or any
Everywhere.
specific does, but it does everywhere like crazy, yeah. Money that should be spent on counseling and training.
Everything else.
Everything else. There's so much counseling and training that you should have to go through before you're allowed to ride a flying motorcycle. Oh my gosh. This is so cool though. Real talk though. I want a flying motorcycle. I want to watch a cousin ride a flying motorcycle, because I feel like it'd be so easy to fall into those blades. These blades are just right there.
Yeah.
It's just
And how high? Oh, that's it? That's weak.
it's not a production vehicle. It's entirely a publicity thing.
I was thinking like a jetpack from Minority Report.
Yeah, just shooting off.
Just jumping down.
This is so awesome. Have you seen Colin Furze flying motorcycle?
No.
It's spelled weird, but let me show you. It's this British fellow that makes contraptions. One moment. Flying bike. You got to see this really quick. So
Is it better?
radio people, yeah, his is better and safer. So radio people, this was like a big drone of 4 propellers that this person was riding. Now this person, Colin Furze, Furze, his has 2 ducted fans. It's very hard to ride, and there's just 2 engines on it. But he manages to quite get around on it. See that?
Oh, yeah, that's pretty dope. I could see, yeah, he needs like to stabilize that beast.
Yeah, there's no stabilization on this one besides just your body. But he's a pretty athletic fella. He also made a motorcycle with a rocket on the back of it. I mean, a bicycle. Oh, there's magnetic shoes. Cool stuff. Cool media recommendation.
Yeah, looks dope.
There's the go-kart with a jet engine on the back. There we go. There's the rocket-powered bicycle. Gnarly. Shout out to the UK. Anyway, little aside there.
All right, this is pretty cool news for someone.
Let's sting it in. Here's some cool news. Behold.
It's that deep ocean. So, astronaut Kathy Sullivan, who was the first American woman to walk in space, just broke the record for the deepest dive in the
Oh,
Challenger
nice.
Deep and the Marianas Trench. They did a 35,810-foot deep dive.
7 miles below the ocean's surface at 68 years old.
That's crazy. I would like to ask her what she thinks is more frightening. It
Like
has to be that deep in the ocean, man.
going that deep in the ocean or facing your own mortality?
Or just like going out in space.
Oh. She was also the first woman in space.
First American woman.
Holy crap. Okay, sorry.
I don't know if she was the first woman, but it says that she's the first American woman, so I'm assuming she's not the first.
No, because
woman
Russia put
in space.
the first woman in
Yeah.
space. Yeah. That was sadly a lot of Russia's firsts to space are people that didn't survive. The first couple in space likely was only known about because their radio transmissions were intercepted and overheard by Europe, but they were wiped from the history books after their launch failed, and they were burned alive.
Yeah, that'd be chilling. You said you can like find those recordings, right?
Just writings of them.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I think it was just transcripted.
Gotcha. I was
Gnarly,
like, that'd be
though.
pretty uplifting to listen to, I think. You know?
Yeah. Jeez.
Just feeling down, you're like, hey, at least I didn't burn up in space.
The first dog in space did not survive the journey.
Poor dog. I wonder what his name was.
No. It's like Luke. It's driving me nuts because I was trying to think of it right then. You have to know, you guys. First dog in space. The name of it. Laika. 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 Yeah.
Laika.
It's like Lucas. Laika. Anyway. Famous on stamps. One of the presidents of Russia, posthumously elected for president.
Oh, the dog was?
Yes, that part's not true.
That'd
But
be rad.
I just wanted it to be true enough
Yeah.
to lie to you all.
Well, I mean, if it's posthumously, you can just like elect anyone to anything,
Right?
you know?
It's not like they're going to
And
make
that's
any
just- it
decisions.
can be as true as you want it to be.
They're not going to mess anything up.
All right, so what do you posthumously want to be elected to?
Oh, great question. Okay. Holla in the chat, any of you guys that want to elected office. I would love, I mean, honestly, to have been a president of the United States without having to live through that would be so cool. But maybe I can scale it down a little bit for like I'd like to be elected chairman of Microsoft. Microsoft chairman.
Nice.
Like, oh, he chairman throughout the Surface Pro 28 or whatever. I don't think I own any Microsoft products. It just seems prestigious.
You just want to be the
I want
chairman.
that one. I want to live in Seattle.
What about the president of the Westminster Dog Association, whatever that's
Nice.
called?
That's solid. Westminster Dog Minsters.
And everyone just like changes the rules
Yeah, I can rename
to
it.
best in show. Fucking classic. There was a good documentary a while back on Netflix about the cat version of that
Oh.
with like the cat ladies who went super far on their cats.
Oh no.
And I didn't realize there was one for cats or that there's so many different breeds of cats. But like,
Yeah, because cats all look the same more.
no, there's tons of different fucking cats. Like way too many different cats. And I'm talking about women just like bathing the cat every day and spending hours hair drying it and brushing it. Just insane.
What would your cats do with all that extra attention? Would some like it and some be like turned off by it?
They ain't gonna do that shit.
They just wouldn't participate.
Yeah, not at all. But it's great because like people think they have a cat that's gonna do whatever they want it to, and then the cat like flips out on the judges and just like mangles them. And they're like, this never happens.
Yeah, I bet the obedience factor is totally different on a cat show.
Yeah,
They're just white knuckling their self-control.
but it's great. You just get this like power battle between like two cat ladies. It's fucking brilliant.
I want to say it's like a Karen battle. I feel bad for people really named
It is,
Karen.
dude. It's exactly that.
In like a couple episodes ago, I was like kind of lamenting like not being kind of anti the term Karen because I'm feeling bad for people named Karen. But the thing is, we need a word that's not a swear word for like uppity white ladies messing stuff up. Like the what the Karen represents. It's like there's people that are a dick and then there's people named Dick. We're surviving that. So I'm sorry, Karens.
Right.
I'm sorry, good Karens of the world. But it's a great term for something that your name represents. That's probably not you, but there's the Karens though. Look out!
Right? Or the name John. You
Yeah,
know,
because I think of a toilet every time. I'm sorry, Johns, but it helps me
or a
remember your
dude
name.
or a dude who's like getting a prostitute.
Oh yeah.
You know? So there's a lot of names that are used for shit that I'm sure the people of those names don't enjoy, but you know, it's over now. It's too late.
Yeah, I came full circle on that one because we need a term.
Yeah. It just happened to you.
Sorry.
It could happen to any of our names.
Well, the average Joe. That's why I don't go by Joe as my first name. It's already ruined. Everyone sings the Hendrix song "Hey Joe" to me when they learn my first name, and then they learn my last name and they call me that anyway. So it's just the process I just skip now. Just go
Just like,
straight to
fuck that.
Waz. Yeah. I'd rather spell you my last name than go through this cycle again. Here we
So
go.
it was W-O-Z.
Yeah. I know it's pretentious to spell, but it's only 3 letters. Just let me have it.
Right. All right. Should we do our next round?
Oh, it's time again already. Yeah.
Close enough.
Bob Thornton
Might
hour.
as well get it out of the way.
I think more people should spell their names when introducing themselves. I mean, even Joe, I had to spell for a couple people that were not familiar with American names. That's okay.
Dude, that would be an interesting social thing.
Yeah, like someone visiting from China from a factory doing LED stuff. Definitely had to spell my name for them. And like his name was Hung. And
Nice.
and me and the I should say the secretary and I, receptionist, there was also a translator. We're like giggling. Like, do you know what that means in English? And he's like, oh, no. Oh, no, it's great. It means you're hung. It means you got a hog on you. It's like, hog? I have a pig?
You just carry your
Like,
pig around.
no. It means your wiener is big. It's a wiener.
It means you got a huge dick.
What English word were you told for penis?
Right.
She translated.
Or
It
if
was
just that,
fun.
or if that was just a thing in America, like forever. That's
Oh,
the way our
man.
society was. Like you had to introduce yourself and spell your name
Yeah.
to everyone,
It's just the cultural. You just,
right?
it's all
Every time you
politeness.
talk to someone, you had to spell their name.
Oh, that'd be rough if you had to remember your friend's spellings too. Like,
Oh fuck,
it proves your friendship.
I'm
is-
fucked. I'm terrible at that, and I usually just like do the hey
Yeah.
man, what's up?
How you been?
I'm super guilty about that. Not that I don't remember names, but I just have like weird anxiety about it, and I don't know why.
In that moment, the name's gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just like fuck. I don't know anyone's name ever.
Yeah.
Just like, which is why I don't care if people remember my name ever.
No.
I'll never be insulted.
I practice trying to relate it to something embarrassing to think about them. Then I can lock that name in.
Yeah, that's a good like memory tool, or make it like rhyme it with some weird thing you just make up.
Yeah, something rude or smelly or anything like that, because then you'll look at them and feel bad for thinking that regarding their name, but you'll have that name.
Right. Never forget it. All right. Bill and Bob. Bilbo Baggins.
Nut rub.
From Ball Wash. You put that on after you cleanse yourself and get a nice little fragrance down there, and it lasts all day, and it's absolutely really amazing.
Ooh, yes.
And it smells great. So there you go.
Yeah, heck yeah. Thank you so much. I'm so proud to be coming.
Thank you, Ball Wash, and
you,
visit them
Ball.
online at ballwash.com and use coupon code Radio Vegas to get 20% off.
Man, I'm having so much fun.
They have
already popping these.
shampoos and they have soap. And
I'm
they
very
have,
excited about this. I've always seen this. Like, I wonder how that works or what it smells like.
Well, you should open it and smell it, and you'll get even more excited.
Twist and pull.
He had
Twist and pull.
he had no trouble at all over here.
Listen, all right, I don't grab things that are lubricated, all right? Give me a break, all right? It smells delicious. No, actually, you can smell it through the can. It actually does smell pretty
you do?
good.
You can?
Yeah, it says ocean air and solid cologne.
Ooh, mine is cedar and citrus for those woodsy smells.
I mean, it says ocean and air on mine. Does it say yours is cedar?
Cedar and citrus.
Okay, here, I'll trade you. See, so you can smell mine. Well, I don't want you to smell it that way, but I mean,
Well, this is nice too.
yeah. See, and they actually make some really good smell. Dude, nut rub. You know, tonight let's
Let's-
put it to the test.
Let's rub some nuts.
Let's rub the cedar and the ocean together. See, if we could get a woody ocean.
Let's rub some nuts.
When you need the balls to smell as fresh as the day.
Nut rub.
From Ball Wash, use coupon code Radio Vegas to get 20% off.
Why do we love the Golden Tiki so much? How about the handcrafted tiki drinks made with freshly squeezed juices, homemade syrups, and top shelf Furze? These aren't your cruise ship pre-mixed cocktails. These specialty drinks take time and are for the true cocktail enthusiasts. Located in the strip mall in Chinatown, it's truly a hidden hideaway. Well, hidden if you don't know the address. It's 3939 Spring Mountain Road. This place is what my tiki bar dreams are made of. An adult version to Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room, complete with alcohol-infused Dole Whip and dirty talking birds, with drink names like Navy Grog, Terrible Twisted, and Dirty Banana. And last but not least, a shot of empathy named Kraken. These drinks will have you back and back again. From the kick-ass atmosphere, hidden Easter eggs in the bar, like Bigfoot's footprint, and don't forget to rub the golden dong for good luck. From live music to DJs that will make you feel like you're on a tropical vacation. The Golden Tiki, 3939 Spring Mountain Road. That's the Golden Tiki, 3939 Spring Mountain Road.
Hey, it's RadioVegas.rocks. Check out Sin City Lovin' Podcast.
All right, so I'm gonna pull up. Don't look over here. I'm gonna pull up the.
I don't want to look over there.
No, but I
don't wanna
want
see a
everyone
blue
to see
waffle.
your face.
Is it a blue vagina? Is that what you're talking about?
Okay,
That's
hold on.
disgusting.
I want you to see. I want everyone to watch your face because this is their first time.
Oh my
seeing
god,
this.
I'm so nervous. So nervous. I'm gonna hide my face.
Don't look yet.
Oh
Let me
my
pull up
gosh,
the images.
so
Hold
gross.
on. It's so. Okay, you ready?
No.
Wait, let me get it. Let me
Dude,
zoom
am I gonna
in.
puke? I ate breakfast
You
this
might.
morning.
Hold on, it's pulling up.
I'm
Are
like,
you
"No."
ready?
I was like, no, I'm not giving BJ's.
Are you ready?
No, I'm not
Are you
ready.
ready?
I don't want to look.
You guys ready? You want to watch your face? Okay, gotta look. Do it. Do it. Do it.
I can't.
Do it.
Oh my god. Oh, that is disgusting.
Exactly. Tell me.
Oh, I'm seriously gonna throw up. Oh my god.
Tell me you don't show that in health class and people will stop having dirty sex.
That's Sin City Lovin' Podcast. Every other Wednesday, 9 a.m. on RadioVegas.rocks.
Your new favorite internet radio station, RadioVegas.rocks.
And we're live. It's back. It's Greasy Conversation. Spelled the way you'd expect. Greasy Conversation on RadioVegas.rocks. With Greg and I'm Woz, WOZ.LOL for the gadgetry. And we're doing some dank news. Let's have another little dive and let's find out what Greg has for us next.
That's Greg, Greg.
Yeah, Greg, Greg, WOZHAHX AE87, which is a dope Toyota, you guys. This is ZR1, and here we go.
All right, so some researchers accidentally stumbled onto the reason why people K-hole on ketamine.
The K-hole!
So these researchers were doing research on Huntington's disease, which is like a degenerative brain disorder.
There's a I shouldn't laugh since it sounds horrible, but Huntington's disease, it just sounds like what happened to the Huntridge.
But it causes like some nerves in the brain to degenerate over time. So anyway, they have these like sheep that have the same gene that causes Huntington's disease, and they're using ketamine to check its effects on the brain if it helps. And it turns out that some of these sheep, when they do like high doses of ketamine, that some of these sheep they're using EEG, and the sheep's brain waves just stopped completely, like not like low activity, just straight up no activity for a few minutes.
Oh, so it's like a pause when you're in the
Total blackness, like your brain is not doing anything for a few minutes. So, which is just pretty, yeah, man. I'm sure those sheep had a great time though.
I tell you, if this is our thumbnail, what's on the screen right now, I'd click on this episode.
Just like a vial and some powder next to it.
It looks exotic.
Yeah, man.
A place to visit, not to stay.
Exactly.
I'm not advocating daily drug use. I am advocating some MDMA, like a couple times a year. You know, touch the stars,
or whatever you feel like.
Yeah, I mean something like monthly would probably not be bad either. Just don't interrupt your work schedule. And like work can be something cool too. It doesn't have to be lame work. I'm like putting layers on top of this. You can do what you love. It's possible.
Right? Just follow all these rules first.
Man, I'm slacking on the cult. I had such a cult started. I don't have the stick-to-itiveness to really cult it out for that long. Yeah. You guys, you want to be down with a really chill cult that's very non-committal? greasyconversation.com/merch. It's the most non-committal cult. You like some of it doesn't even say our name on it very big. Like, so you can just really chill and you not even admit it to people what you love, because I know you love it. And if you don't, holler in the chat. Help us out.
And it can totally be a secret cult. You don't even ever have to admit you're in it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Real talk, though, I really would love you to tell all your friends about greasyconversation.com. We can't do it without you. I shouldn't say the .com at the end of my stupid thing every time. But it means a lot to us. We're obviously going to keep doing it. But if you have your friends involved and we all do it together, it's that much of more of a thing to share with you. Thanks for tuning in. That's all I'm saying. Thanks for tuning in.
Then we got some, all right, so I just picked this out. So there's a cricket infestation happening in Utah, which happens every so often. I mean, we get some grasshopper infestations and dragonfly migrations and all types of, every place gets some weird bug shit. But the reason I picked this is solely because these are called Mormon crickets.
Yeah, and the lore, the associated lore. Because in the history of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, there was a time when one of these infestations devastated crops of early settlers in that area. And then the seagulls came and got them. And it happened when we were in high school, too. In the high desert. You would have been in this area enough, too. Do you remember, like, it was sophomore year. There was another, like, cricket swarm situation. Maybe I was far enough south that it happened to me extra. But in the Mojave Desert, Apple Valley, Victorville area in 1998, maybe it's 7. There was hella crickets, and then we were just stomping on 4 or 5 of them with every footstep. It was like hail for 2 or 3 days, and then the seagulls started to come, and then by the end of the school year, the seagulls would just steal your French fries if you tried to eat lunch outside.
I remember when I was in like high school, some grasshopper. That's the thing. They say that there's a video of it, and they say they're Mormon crickets, but they look like fucking grasshoppers.
Yeah, they look like locusts. We would call them locusts then. We didn't know better.
I mean, they're those fat ass crickets. Okay. Those Mormon crickets coming to convert your ass.
I feel like if something is that much of a pest, it feels like bad marketing to then, but recognition's recognition.
You just hear a knock on the door.
Them
You hear a knock on the door and go answer it, and then there's just 2 crickets down there.
Little
We'd
fellas.
like to tell you. We'd like to tell you about
Oh, that bug is
Joseph
too.
Smith. Like, are they called Mormon
too
crickets
big.
because Joseph Smith converted them way back in the day? That's what I want to know.
And then fed them to seagulls.
Right.
Oh, okay. For Jordan, it was 1998, so it was definitely 1998. Because that was when that crap. That was the last cycle that I noticed. Well, there was another one here that was tripping people out, but it was like weirdly recently. Like maybe the cycles are getting closer together.
Yeah. Like, I remember one in maybe middle school or high school. When there was I remember there was a dragonfly infestation, which was trippy. There were just like thousands of those motherfuckers.
Oh, we never got dragonflies in
Yeah, it was pretty
Apple
crazy.
Valley. Oh man, none of them Victorville dragonflies. By the train tracks, there's a little river. There'd be some, like a couple of them, but not an infestation.
Never an invading army.
What kind of cool infestations would you like? That's comment below.
Yeah. When's the last time you had Mormon missionaries knock on your door, and how did you handle it?
I don't think that's a thing anymore. Do they still do that?
I see them around. I see them walking around.
I'm on the record books to please not do that, so it doesn't happen. But I'll smile and wave. Have you had knocks?
It's been a while, but last time I was pretty polite. And just sent them on their way and was like, "That's not my thing, and you're never gonna get through to me, man. So, have a great life."
My previous roommate went to say hi to the missionaries and shook their hands and gave them one of the sacred handshakes that you're supposed to only learn in the temple.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's those things.
And they freaked out because they're young. They just discovered there's this thing they never knew about even growing up in this faith that's like not out there much, even though you could totally Google it now.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
if they were good and didn't Google it early, it's like this amazing surprise thing to see someone out there in the world also knowing and being some apostate freaking them out.
Right.
There's a lot of layers to the face they made. It was great. Supposedly, he was telling me about it.
Yeah, I remember doing like baptisms for the dead. Did you ever do that?
Absolutely. And the font is crazy. There's 12 stone oxens underneath the pool. So you walk out over a balcony with giant ox below you holding the like hot tub thing up.
Yeah, and they're like arranged so they make a Star of David if you connect them.
Mm-hmm. 12 of them.
Yeah, and then the thing I remember is, and then like you go in the little jacuzzi thing, and there's like a screen in there that just pops up like names of people. I remember they just dunked me like 50 times in like 5 minutes. It seemed like it was just constant dunking. And then my family actually got sealed in the temple, which was really bizarre. Did you do that?
I never did that. No.
So you go in this room, and they have the infinity mirrors lined up, just like huge ass mirrors. And so you can see like your family going on through, and that's, to represent your family being alive in heaven and all that. But like, I remember my dad had to wear this getup, and it was like this green sash, this like emerald green sash, and then this crazy hat that looks like the hat that Whoopi Goldberg's character wore on Next Generation. You know that like giant circle hat?
I've heard it described as a graduation hat with a circle instead of a square.
It
but
looks huge.
In the Next Generation, Whoopi Goldberg is the bartender, right? Would always have these circle hats. It was just like that.
It seemed like just like that. Like they copied it from Next Generation.
Although the fabric choices, though, on the Next Generation, there'd be like a nice maroon or something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
These are emerald green. It was just a bizarre experience, man. Just weird. But
unusual, but I like avoid being too mocky with it because I really think that there's value in ritual and value in doing things that might not have any on the surface tangible clear meaning. If you associate meaning with it emotionally, then you can tap into ways the brain functions emotionally that are valuable. So things like ritual and ceremonies really put importance on things and build stronger bonds through actual chemical things like oxytocin in the brain, which is really valuable no matter how modern and robotic you think you might want to live your life. There's things that are generally considered spiritual that are actually like tangibly still useful, and even as like an atheist, even if you think you don't need anything that's just woo-woo, there's stuff that happens chemically in the brain that's important. So it's things like meditation you're finding out. It's like flexing a muscle in your brain that makes the brain work better by just trying to do meditation. Even if there's a mantra or something you chant, all that helps the same mechanism occur.
Yeah, or if you do like rituals or routines, you can like carve out that like pathway in the brain, so you're just do the similar things often.
Yeah, you can train society to take things seriously, like a graduation.
Come on,
really
man.
commemorates the stuff you did to learn and stuff.
Train society to take things seriously. Get out of here, dog. Never happened. Maybe like small groups, but nah.
Yeah.
Come on, yo. Let's get real. All right. And then I found this is a great story. I always love kind of like revenge after. Well, I guess it's kind of like revenge.
You love revenge stories.
Yeah. Flat out, all day.
Yeah.
So this woman made this video where she gave a heartfelt goodbye to her deceased husband. She had his ashes. And apparently he was a real piece of shit, according to her. And so no one in the family wanted his ashes. And so she dumped them in the trash because he was a garbage man. And that's where he belonged.
That's
in a landfill.
Awesome.
And so, yeah, it just really, really warms my heart.
The thing that I'm taking away also that I didn't know is that, like, I thought that if you're a garbage person, like, that was your job. Like, away from the job, you'd be all, like, paradoxically clean and, like, extra nice. I just think garbage people would be, like, nice. But that makes no sense. That job's awful. You'd probably be bitter and shitty a lot of the rest of your life.
I imagine you would be. It's, like, hard to...
No offense to garbage collectors out there, but you're probably not, like... unless you're, like, you got up there and you're like, I'm going for management. I'm going to drive the truck. I'm not going to ride on the back anymore. I got ambitions. More power to you. But you probably got some grumpy buddies you work for, I bet.
I know, there's always that, like... There's a tweet. It floats around every so often, but it's like, teachers told us not to end up like garbage men and then we find out that garbage men make more money than they do.
Yeah. That's so horrible.
I mean, it's a union job. They make
American teachers make crazy little money for all the funding that so many cities put into schools.
Right.
It's like, there's got to be some department. I'm not sure which department, you guys, but there's got to be some department in many towns. Maybe some department that's able to buy tanks. Maybe one of these departments that's able to buy giant assault weapons that can't really be deployed in time to be valuable in most situations and are really expensive. There might be some department in your town that just really, I'm not sure which department or what department to name specifically, but one of those departments might really have some expensive stuff that could maybe buy some pens and paper for some schools and stuff instead.
I mean, it's crazy that, like, the plot of RoboCop, like, turned out to just be reality. It's like, oh, yeah. Guess what? You're living in RoboCop.
Boy, it's nothing like RoboCop 2, though.
Yo, RoboCop 2 was legit.
That's the one where they put the brain from the convict in the robot and it, like, kills itself. And
yeah, and the giant robot walker.
Yeah.
And it, like, is addicted to drugs, so they have to, like, make a thing they can inject the drugs to the brain. Yeah, man. RoboCop 2 was the shit.
Stuff's so sick.
Classic, man.
Yeah.
Although, I gotta throw out RoboCop 3. Did you ever see that?
No.
And when they still made, like, part 3s of movies, like, in the 80s.
Oh, I forgot there was a 3.
So number 3, the plot is basically, like, there's this Japanese company who's trying to, like, outdo Americans' RoboCop technology, and they make, like, a Japanese cyborg that looks just like a human, and he's, like, kung fu cop with a katana and, like, a long black trench coat, and he just whoops everyone's ass all day.
If they made it like a proper Japanese robot, it would have rescued the movie.
Like a giant robot?
Yeah, but like human size, but like shoulder wings and stuff.
Yeah,
like
right.
Gundam.
No, he looked super realistic.
Gundam Cop. He's so dope.
Right. Yeah.
Oh man.
Fucking RoboCop. Go live that nostalgia, man.
Holler in the comments if you guys want that Gundam Cop.
I know. I'm rewatching it.
So Back to the Future 2, a lot of people are waking up to the fact that that's the best one. Because the 3 had a lot of nostalgia for a lot of people, and it was fun. It was in the Wild West. It was the most successful one. 1 was revolutionary. It like started a genre. It's era defining. Like saved a classic car. There was a piece of junk that would have been forgotten in time otherwise. So many things. But 2, man, 2's the real one.
Yeah, was that ever like up for debate though?
Yes.
Really?
We grew up in a time when 2 was widely snubbed, and now among the real lovers of the franchise, people they're starting to be open about how Back to the Future 2 is truly the best one.
Yeah, I always thought 2
in a lot of ways. Did you like 2? Was your favorite
2 was legit, man.
Seemed like that was the one that was like the real.
They were
it was
in the
gritty.
future.
Yeah.
And they had like the pump Nikes.
Jordan agrees. Thanks so much, Jordan.
Yeah, man.
Super appreciate you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's consensus on
Nostalgia
that.
time. All right. Yeah, let's just go ahead and hop in this depressing news. Well, it's not really depressing. It's just because we're all having to wear protective equipment, face masks and gloves and all that type of stuff, they're finding that people are just littering that as well as all the other shit that they litter.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know, so it's winding up in the ocean and other bodies of water and landfills, and you know, just like take care of your shit, man.
The overuse of disposable food stuff is something I've been dreading since the beginning of this, and it bothers me so much because you can wash dishes and they won't have COVID on them, and yet we're going to make like a year's worth of garbage in the last couple months.
And I feel like, I mean, I also feel like it's kind of just worrying about like throwing a cigarette into a forest fire at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
oh, like the garbage situation?
It's just going to happen. And like, there's never going to be any social realization across the human race that it needs to end. So,
well, the thing is, there's been a lot, and like air is cleaner in California. Things have gotten better, so it does eventually add up. So I wouldn't be so fatalistic, but it's an okay way to think temporarily when like there's a phase when you got to use disposable stuff. But now it's like, come on, let's wash some dishes now. I stopped buying paper plates. It was a phase. I don't know why in my house I wash dishes less because of the candy, but it was like an excuse.
I know, I'm terrible. I don't know why, since like I've just been home forever, like washing dishes it feels bad. You know, and then you don't wash them and then it feels worse. It's like they're in there yelling at you.
It escalates.
Like, you can't even wash dishes, you're a terrible person.
Hey, did you hear about this fried chicken approved for the Japanese space program?
Yeah, this was pretty interesting.
So
they went
cool.
through a lot.
Yeah, so many things they went through to make this chicken edible after going to space, and so much marketing.
They had to
Lawson's brand.
Yeah.
Lawson brand.
What is it called? Karagi-kun. But they had to make sure it had a shelf life of like a year and a half. And first they tried to get it so that it could be like battered and you could fry it in space, because apparently you can fry shit in space somehow.
It didn't work well though.
Yeah, and it just got like gummy. So then they just like pre-fried it and you can heat it up. And then finally their test after leaving it for a year and a half, and it still was fine.
I tell you, in space, I would want nothing more than some nuggets.
Right? Although there's some quotes about it online from people who are familiar. And it was, since it's just fried chicken, I think people from other countries can enjoy it too. Now, someone said, Karagi-kun can get pretty smelly. Is it okay in small spaces?
I picture it having some of that curry flavor to it.
Oh,
Japanese curry, you guys. Japanese curry all day. It's like a fast food over there, and there's some great places. O Curry is my hometown one. One of my favorites. Also Zen Curry. You guys gotta check these places out. Just get some chicken ketsu in the curry, and it's like a brown gravy. It's gravy-like. It's very good. Oh, it's brown gravy and the Hawaiian food reminds me. I feel it's like similar enough that it can be like your introduction. But there's so many spices and stuff in it that you're gonna love. I'm scrolling out of control on this website with how much.
Like I would go to space just to eat that chicken.
Oh yeah. So wait, I have to aside real quick because there's another article linked to this article about a Japanese convenience store snack that looks totally like a smoked wiener, and apparently it's sashimi, and the headline made it look like it's actually made of wiener of some animal. Wow. Oh geez, it's coming out of the package so seductively in this slideshow.
Wiener cheese.
It's very tender. It's a chicken breast. It's some chicken breast that's wiener shaped. Wow. This is a complicated world, you guys. I'm clicking away from that.
I'm thinking you're like just being mesmerized by that. Fucking
Transfixed.
Great. It's like, oh man, it's wiener chicken.
It was the unwrapping thing too. It was like I was scrolling through a slideshow of it unfurling.
We'll have to get some. Like,
yeah.
Order some for the show.
Yeah.
Order some wiener chicken.
If you want to see people interact with some weird food, including myself, Fridays at 5, Two Clueless Dudes. Another good show here on RadioVegas.rocks. That I'm going to keep shamelessly plugging.
All right. Real quick, if we're done, there's a...
Yeah, it's quickness time. We're towards the end.
They now know why, maybe not like the reason why, but part of the function on what decides handedness in humans.
Like right-handed versus left-handed?
Yeah. And it was thought to be like part of when the brains start splitting into the separate hemispheres and taking up duties when that's forming. But it actually happens way earlier than that. And it's actually when the spine is developing for like motor control and parts of the body.
Oh, that makes sense that it would get up in the spine. Because so much of your motor control stuff is like up in the top of the spine.
Yeah. So I don't know if they have like or what the reason for the asymmetry is, or what the reason for more people being right-handed is, but they say that there are some environmental factors along with genetic mutations, but they haven't isolated the environmental factors, of course, because there could be tons of shit. So
it starts happening when you're around the size of this little fella. Here on the screen, I have a little baby around the size of a fist, little fist fella.
Around 8 weeks of development. So yeah, man.
Little gecko-looking fella.
And then this other, which I've heard similar stories to this, but this woman who was getting brain surgery was just like pitting olives or making stuffed olives the whole time.
Oh, during her brain surgery.
Yeah, like while she was getting brain surgery. So I've heard like stories of one guy who was like playing guitar or something. I think it was Yanni.
You think it was Yanni playing guitar? Oh, we never found out what instrument Yanni plays. Boy, what a great tease we did. Yanni, known professionally, Greek composer, keyboardist, pianist, and music producer.
But I think he just plays like every instrument, though, realistically.
I just swear I saw pictures of him. Oh, no. Keyboard. Just rows of 6 keyboards. 7 keyboards.
Oh, that's
you guys seeing this?
It's on that Rick Wakefield.
Yeah.
That Rick Wakefield tip.
Rick Wakeman, the keyboardist from Yes.
Yeah.
I was raised to appreciate that man and his many synths. I had a synth appreciating household. My dad would start to build a synth and then not finish it. And I would take the parts later to build
a different one?
Yeah, that I would actually complete, Dad. Anyway, Yanni's cool.
Damn. And then this, I don't know if this is, I'll have to double check. Because I found, I don't like check every article that I find from a source to make sure it's not satire.
Yeah, so we might have satire surprisingly.
But this one, it's just one of those articles about another anomaly spotted on Mars that looks like something if you squint.
Oh, we're going to look at some Mars.
So it's
squinting.
like, they're claiming it looks like an Egyptian-style statue.
Oh, it looks like it's a statue between some tits. It really looks like it, though. It's funny. But it's one of those things where, like, you know, lots of
Where,
stuff.
like, there was that face on Mars for the longest time when the shadow cast, like, half of it. And then you look at it from a different angle, and it doesn't look like anything at all except for, like, a mound with a rock next to it.
That's the shame, is the angle, because there's all these examples here we're looking at where, like, something looks like something hella with the lighting right, and then you turn, and it's like, oh, no one carved that. That's like a turd.
Man, I wonder if that's someone, like, it's got to be someone's job to, like, make articles like these. Just, like, look through pictures of shit on Mars. You're like, oh, yeah, that looks like something.
Well, imagine this person's, like, junk folder of all the stuff they saw that, like, kind of almost looked like, they probably go with their spouse. Like, check out this, honey. Like, how's this one? She's like, that looks more like a Cheeto than anything else. Like,
yeah, but it's a Cheeto that looks like an Egyptian tomb.
You think these ancient Egyptians be carving out statues of Cheetos? What's up?
Yeah, but it looks like a Cheeto that looks like something.
It does, but there's that Cheeto layer we gotta get past, honey. That's the problem.
I mean, it would be like the same type of gig as like Weekly World News, where they just like get a bunch of photos and just they're like, oh yeah, I can write something. I'd make something up about this.
Man,
like, yeah, man finds giant butterfly on his farm and shoots it down.
Shoots it down.
It's 6 feet. It has a wingspan of 6 feet.
Oh man, if I'm dealing with this with my heart though, I feel like that's an Egyptian money on the Mars. I feel like the Mars over there has an Egyptian money.
And why not? I mean, there should be stuff coming out about other planets now. We've got some really clear photos of Jupiter now, and they're pretty rad, but it's all just gas swirls and cool patterns. But why aren't people like, oh, those patterns are caused by aliens, of course?
Seriously. I had to show my can to the camera because I think I've never seemed more drunk on a show while not being drunk. We've been doing good not drinking. We're like not drinkers
It's been
anymore.
a long time, man.
I mean, like a couple beers in like a month.
Yeah,
we're
or
like,
even on the show, I don't think
we've been drinking the show in months and months now.
Yeah.
Good boys now.
Yeah. All right, let's do our last.
Wow. It's the
our
last Bob.
shot.
It's the last Bobby.
Bilbos.
Listen up, the soap you shower with, you probably haven't even questioned what bar soap you lather up with. Let's face it, most guys don't. They're still using whatever bar their mommy bought for her little man. Is that what you want? To smell like mama's little man? Ugh. But now you can upgrade your shower game with Dr. Squatch Natural Soap.
To subscribe to Dr. Squatch, visit RadioVegas.rocks and click on the banner.
Or don't, and continue to be mommy's little helper. Dr. Squatch Natural Soap. Real soap for real men.
Hi, I'm Todd, a child of the 1970s, and your host for K-Todd. It's my 70s radio show that plays the music from the me decade. We'll have lots of memories from those 10 great years with moments from TV and the movies. And your requests. Call me anytime and leave a request or a comment, and you could be on the air at 1-315-665-1970. And stay tuned for the next fun look at the 70s on K-Todd.
You guys love tacos?
I do.
Yes.
I do.
Okay, right? Yeah.
Love tacos.
That's my spirit animal.
I don't care what gender you are or, you know, we love tacos, right?
Sexually identify as a taco.
Yes! Whatever, man. But, you know, since we all love tacos, we all need to know about Pinche's Tacos. And do you know where it's at? It's 9205 West Russell Road. It's an awesome place for lunch, dinner, or both. Here at RadioVegas.rocks, we love this place so much that if you mention us and order a blood orange margarita, they will give you a free gringo taco. What? Free gringo taco? Yes, that's right. That's what I said. And you know what else? It's like, okay, you're like, well, I don't really feel like driving over there. They have 2 locations, bruh. 2 fucking locations. But you need to get in on this deal. You must visit the Russell location. I mean, yeah, that's where you gotta go for the free gringo tacos. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? If you're just like, I don't have gas for that, but I have money for tacos, just go to the other one. But yeah, Pinches Tacos, because who else doesn't love tacos, man?
It's time. Who else doesn't love tacos, man?
It's true.
Shout out to Pure Joy. Robin Pure Joy. Great guests. Made that commercial. Love them. But right now, where you are is greasy conversation. We're about to button up the tail end of our news chug. We had some particularly dank news today.
Oh, yeah. So I found this article went deep, man. Have you ever ran into someone who looks like you? Or have like a friend who said they ran into someone that looked just like you? Like
Absolutely.
Splitting image?
There's several confirmed me's. At least one other one in town, even. I do not look unique.
Right. And I'm sure it's happened to a few of us. I've had reports that someone was out and talked to someone thinking it was me, and it wasn't me.
For sure.
So these people went on a deep dive to find out like how likely it is that we have doppelgangers. And this article went deep, and I read it trying to remember all of it, and I can't.
Yeah, I read through it too, and I can't remember the numbers, of course, but on one hand, the statistics that you could look as similar as some of these examples we're looking at and be unrelated is relatively high. But the moment you start mathematically looking at like a lot of factors, like nose length, positions, proportions, it actually rapidly becomes mathematically impossible for there to be a perfect doppel.
Yeah, if you're like measuring down precisely like the distance between eyes, but something like close enough to where they look like twins would look. Like twins don't look exactly the same. There's usually slight differences.
Totally. Chinese cameras, facial recognition cameras, are so crazy accurate because they do that proportion math. They'll get like a reference and compensate for like distance from the camera, and just it's all relative dimensions, and it's like 1 in hundreds of thousands or millions of like surety.
Damn.
Even when you have a country where there's an extreme lack of genetic diversity, most human beings in the world are Han Chinese, and there's actually like the I think they're called Uyghurs, are horribly that's the Muslims in China, and it's a different race genetically too. Horribly discriminated against and like put into like communes and stuff. It's like way messed up what happens to them. It's like the racism situation in China is gnarly. But anyway, even with that obstacle, the facial recognition is crazy good over there because of the proportions. But man, fooling a person, let's have a face similar enough to look like you out there. Hella doable. There's other yous walking around doing other you stuff without you.
Right, but what if they're yous from other dimensions and they had to infiltrate this dimension for some reason, or like other timelines, and you just accidentally run into them, or like friends of yours run into them, and they have to pretend not to be you. Like they just had like slight plastic surgery because for some reason they still have to look somewhat like you.
I love that like they could be all awkward, realizing they're about to accidentally bump into me, but like I wouldn't notice myself. I don't know what I look like that well.
Right? Yeah.
You'd think I should, but like I'm surprised in the morning, like, oh, that's the dude I woke up as today? What the heck is growing on my face?
Yeah, what was the computer in Quantum Leap? Ziggy?
Yeah, Ziggy says, yo,
yeah.
1 in 10 chance that the world's going to explode if you don't mail that letter. Like, you've got to stop the farmer from being assassinated. I don't know if you guys haven't seen Quantum Leap. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah, classic.
But, like, I have a theory where I try to wake up that way and be like, okay, I quantum leaped into this person's body and their life. What can I do as this person? What can I enjoy as being stuck with this person today?
I just like, what could a version of me that came from another dimension like possibly have to do that was so important
to come over here?
To come over to a different dimension.
I know
Nothing.
it.
Guarantee nothing.
I guarantee I've got what would do it. So the you in that dimension left that dimension to come to this one because it was a dimension without kimchi. Like massive.
I would totally go to, yeah.
Yeah. So all the kimchi was rotten. There was a plague that just affected kimchi and made all the kimchi kill everybody. You would hop dimensions in a heartbeat then.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, now I'm craving it. Thanks, Floss. Going to get some.
Oh, yeah, I got the bulgogi.
Good call. All right, so there are reasons that I would hop dimensions. All right.
I would hop dimensions for bulgogi all day. It's my new favorite food.
Right. Like
it's the new pizza.
It's not going to be some like serious social issue or anything like that. It's going to be just food related.
Food for sure.
That's
time. Number one. It's more than sex. It's more than anything but drinking water and not being too hot. It then comes eating.
It's like, what are you doing in this dimension, Greg Greg? Listen, man. There's no more fucking kimchi, all right?
I'm doing great, my buddy Mephistopheles, METHF.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, we're towards the tail end. What are our deepest chugs to
Yeah, no, I have it. Hold on. Where is it? I found a list exactly for this.
I know, I did too. I'm looking for
okay, besides the U.S. Space Force could face a legal battle with Netflix's Space Force.
Oh, that's
There's
so
a
funny.
show on Netflix called Space Force, and they trademarked Space Force before the U.S. government did, so there could be, potentially could be a legal battle.
See, that's the thing is, you could think Trump did everything else right. But one thing he did not do right was start a branch of the military without getting the copyright to the marketing of the branch. It'd be like someone being like, I already have a post office. You can't call it the post office.
Or that the logo looks a lot like the Starfleet Command logo.
Yeah.
Very
Hello.
similar.
But, you know, artistic license, I'm down with that. I think that's actually cool. It's like an homage. I'm down with that.
Yeah, that's probably not that big of a deal. And then there's a lot of people are ragging on that they just took regular like camouflage uniforms and just put U.S. Space Force on it. And then there's some comparisons. They're like, all right, here's camouflage, and then over here is a picture of space, and it's just black.
Yeah, and people were like, well, it's the same. It's a branch of the Air Force, so they have Air Force camo. But I'm like, you can't just have different colored cloth. Like, you're going to spend money on a logo and marketing. Obviously not going to spend money on copywriting the name of your branch of the military. But you can't get like any other camo to make the Space Force patch for. It's just like such a cop-out. Like,
right.
How real is this Space Force if you can't even go into costuming a little bit? Knockoff logo. Can't even stop a media company from copywriting your freaking
trademark
branch of the military.
Yeah.
It's just such bush league stuff. You're supposed to lead a military, and you can't even like lock in its name officially.
Right.
By the government. It's the same government with the same laws that even governs copyright. You can't be bothered. Can't be bothered to like wipe your own ass. It's the same body. It's the same government, same country. You can't even like not break your own rules of copyright. I could throw a thing. Okay, stop flushing masks. Stop flushing your masks.
People, oh man, I
People
can't believe
flushing
people
masks.
do that, dude.
It's messing up the sewers. Don't flush your freaking mask.
Man. All right, so I found this, which I know you and I used to have a grand old time coming up with the useless inventions.
Oh, yes.
So I found this list of 35 inventions that only exist in Japan.
Oh yeah, because there's a Japanese tradition culturally of making silly inventions for fun, and the person with the world record for the most inventions is a Japanese man that's famous for creating he created like a robot monkey that rides on your back and feeds you oranges while you ride your motorcycle. He created all kinds of cool things. He's really easy to look up, but a lot of these look like great products. We're looking at an ice cream cone shaped like a fish. This thing that squeezes your nose and puts stuff up it. A robot mop that's like an RC car with a mop over it. It just looks like a mop with a remote.
Yeah. So we got the bath pillow and smartphone holder, which actually if you're into bass, like I could relax with that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, put your phone in a Ziploc, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, take your phone in the shower. Just put a Ziploc around it.
But
It's
this has like a little contained thing for your smartphone.
It's like an inflatable arm that reaches over and holds it.
Yeah, man.
So cool.
Now this one seems rather useless. The eye drop glasses.
Oh, this is that guy. It's not saying his name in this article, but this is that. It's funnels that.
Yeah,
are,
these big circle glasses with just huge funnels on the end.
And you put your eye drops into the funnel and it goes right in your eye.
It doesn't seem like it would actually work that well.
If you had dry eye and you had to put drops in all the time, you'd probably be good enough at it not to need this. But this could make it really easy if you've got like shaky hands. I don't know. This guy's a hero though. Maybe I can look up his name for you really quick. But anyway.
Oh, this one, dude, burger eating napkin shield is fucking great. So it's like this huge.
Oh, it's a napkin with a picture of your face on it. So when you hold the napkin over yourself eating, you don't see.
Yeah, so if someone's like across from you, they can't see you like eating food. They just see a picture of part of someone's face, maybe yours. I'm sure you can get it
If you do
customized.
right, it's your face, yeah.
Classic. Fucking
So
great.
awesome. I don't want to watch you eat anyway. So, Yoshiro Nakamatsu. Oh, I should have remembered that. It's like pretty memorable for.
Does it say how many inventions he has?
Yoshiro
What's the record?
Nakamatsu invented 3,200 inventions. He also
How
invented.
many?
Oh, he invented the floppy disk first. And so that's why he had the money to spend the rest of his life inventing silly stuff.
Oh, wow.
So as the inventor of the floppy disk led on to be the world record holder of 3,200 inventions.
Damn, that's nutty.
Motherboard, which is a division of Vice, has my favorite video about him done not too long ago.
That's pretty impressive just to like come up with that many things to invent, even if they're like kind of useless.
Yeah.
They're very, very niche. That's a lot of inventions. This face trainer, which looks like it's a little mouth exercise thing. It looks
Face
like a little
trainer.
man that you put in your mouth,
So you
and it's
can
holding apart your mouth, and you have to like squeeze down.
make your jaw stronger because it's
Yeah.
already the strongest muscle in your mouth, in your head, face, body. The strongest muscle in your body is your jaw, supposedly, or your heart. I don't know. Whatever.
One of those. It's your heart jaw.
Oh, this head support is cool. It's just a big, it's like a mechanical hand that you can rest your face on.
It's like that, just giving you comfort.
Yeah.
It's like, it's okay, buddy, relax.
Sometimes my arm gets tired holding my head up. I can fall asleep like that.
Oh, dude, this one, I gotta try one of these. The Japanese scream jar,
Yeah.
which says it's a jar that is built so that it just doesn't let sound come out. So you can scream as loud as you want into it, around people, and they won't hear it.
Some people need that in the bedroom. Some people are screamers. They get off screaming. And
Yeah.
It's inconvenient.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with it, but there could sometimes be a problem with it when it's like you want to be discreet.
I say scream to your heart's content if that's what you do. That's my side of the coin. But for anger, that's a little, an anger scream is a little different, you know what I mean? So if you can just kill some of that anger in public by screaming into a jar, that's pretty useful, man.
Hell, it should be in your glove box.
It would make the world a better place, I think.
Did you see this bra that will only open when feelings are appropriate?
I did not.
Smart bra. Wow, that's cool.
It detects what the person wearing it feels by analyzing. But how does it do it, though?
Electrodes.
That's the one. Is it just like perspiration and heartbeat and shit?
Titty electrodes. You're just sweating and it opens like when
Nipple
you're trying to jog.
electrodes.
Yeah, you're just trying to have a run and you're like, no,
Yeah,
I just
man.
love running. Stay close, brah.
Oh no, then you get like the Electro sports bra. The smart sports bra.
This umbrella lock seems like a real product, though. It's just like locks to lock your umbrella down. So I bet Seattle has that.
Yeah, it's pretty useful. I wonder if like umbrella theft is
rampant.
Dude, this one, robotic dinosaurs checking you into a hotel.
Oh yeah, there's this hotel where robot velociraptors check you in.
Dude, so
the giant claws. They don't have to take any cash or anything. There's like machines in front of them to actually put your money in.
Yeah, they just like sit there, and I'm sure they have like recordings. that
Banter.
they- just like auto recordings. But this opens up a whole new line of hotels, just like any type of fantasy creature you want. You just
Themed hotels are going to be the new themed restaurant.
right? Like themed hotels died out. There were like tons of themed hotels in Vegas. Then they went out of fashion. They got remodeled and bought and reimagined. There's still a few but I know Excalibur isn't really that popular.
You can't untheme the Luxor though.
Yeah.
It's stuck.
Yeah, there's a few that are you can't reverse it. They just are what they are until they're gonna go down. But then there was a period where it was all serious and adult and very sleek hotels, and then now it seems like it's coming back around. There's gonna be themed hotels where fantasy creatures check you in.
Nice. Speaking of fantasy creatures, there's this square dog. This dog's had its hair cut, so its head is square, and it's fabulous.
But it says it's a grooming model.
Yeah, that's even also weird that there's models of dogs to practice grooming.
And
Of course, that makes sense.
But the dog probably likes it.
Yeah, I don't know. Depends. Some dogs like a grooming, some don't. Just like people. This mop probably doesn't scrub very hard.
Right. Dude, this is what everyone needs. Silent
karaoke.
Dude, just everyone get one.
Yeah.
And stop it.
Only you
All
hear
right?
you sing.
Just stop it.
It's just a funnel that goes to your ears. Oh, this is an adorable little silent fan that's blows on you in a circle. Walking fridge. Okay, this fridge comes out of the wall and comes towards you. That's good.
That's legit.
That's what we want.
That's what we need. I wonder if you could program it to be voice activated so you could just be as terrible as you want.
Yeah.
Give me a fucking beer. Lazy piece of shit fridge.
Yes, master.
Right.
I've
Talks
got your
back to you.
beer right here. It's
Right.
like a little, what was that? Kennedy, I've got your beer. And the other thing.
What was it?
And I made Kennedy British. I was going from like a goblin, like a Harry Potter goblin voice for the fridge, and then it got British, and then it got Boston. It's like, got your beer over here.
Boston goblins.
Water. I can't do Boston. That's hopeless.
Man, but then the fridge gets a mind of its own and brings you beer that isn't that cold.
Yeah, it's like, I'll show you. Coffee. Coffee. I'm so fixated on the fridge's voice. It's like, I've got coffee for you. Touch that
Okay,
coffee.
and then there's gonna be a whole line of ways to dress your mini fridge. Is it gonna be a real robot? You can make it look like Rosie from the Jetsons.
Oh,
Dude.
I love the idea of dressing the fridge up all charming with lapels.
Lapels. Butler fridge.
There's fake bubble wrap, so you can do bubble wrap. There's a fan for your chopsticks. I've seen these.
Dude, mini washing machine.
This rain indicator is cool. It shows you if it's raining outside.
Yeah, you can also just look outside.
Windows though, windows are for living creatures.
What is this? No stress bubble wrap keyring.
Oh, look, there's a sex chair for gaming. You sit on it where you game better, but you can sit on it different ways. The leaning forward, elbows down gaming situation looks really cozy.
Yeah, you could totally make that into a sex chair.
Yeah, it looks like it's originally was for that.
Noodle cooling fan chopsticks. That's pretty legit.
I hate that.
What?
Because I can blow on my food my own
That's so
self.
useless that it's brilliant.
Okay.
Head umbrella classic.
Yeah, strap your umbrella to your head. We all should. Selfie stick with integrated mic. Oh, the way they integrated the mic is pretty cool. So you hold the mic and then yeah, I get it. This mic's on this pole really well, so that your normal way you hold the mic makes a camera aim at you from your phone.
There's a butter grater.
Oh, here we go.
That's the one, dude.
Butter comes out of this thing all curly.
Shaved butter.
See,
Dude.
when you aerate a food, when you get all kinds of air pockets in it, it tastes
Oh,
different.
man. That's the one we were missing.
This is my favorite of all these, because the butter would be so fluffy.
Oh, man.
Butter grater. Oh.
Dude, put it on, hot popcorn, and it'll get the little melt.
It'd melt
the
so
fresh
fast
melt.
and even, yeah. I want to lick it off of there. Butter grater. Oh, man. That's the one. The onesie you put on your baby so your baby crawls around and cleans stuff. We've seen that one. This tie is an umbrella. That's this guy looks like he's going to cry about it. So it's not about the fact that this umbrella is also a necktie. It's that this model is in tears over this tie.
Is he? Oh yeah, he's really not happy about that.
No.
He's like, shit, he hasn't had work in months, and like, this is the gig he gets.
Oh man.
Fuck, man.
This is his last day on Earth.
Why am I so shitty about people?
Poor model. That poor guy, though. So there's a cubic sound catching pillow. Oh, so this pillow aims at the TV and throws the sound through a hole in the pillow at your ear as you lie your head
That's
on
why
the pillow.
I'm like a side layer. I need that.
Yeah, this is great.
Because my neck is all fucked up, man.
I
And
want
those
my ear to be all free. Right now, I punch a pocket in my pillow where my ear goes.
Yeah.
And then fluff it around my fist. A lot of fists in this show. And then my ear goes in the little fist pocket to make my ear not get squished.
You're definitely a fist positive.
I'm fist
show.
positive. Square watermelon.
Glad.
You guys
Yeah,
have
that's
seen
old.
that.
This hearing enhancer. So this is just like,
It's just two giant bowls on the ears.
yeah, 2 giant metal bowls
That's a
that go
gag.
over your ears with a headband.
Battle scratch shirt. Oh, so you point
Yeah.
on a shirt with coordinates where you want your back scratched, and then someone goes to those coordinates on the shirt and scratches your back. That's friendship.
Ponytail motorcycle helmet.
Book-shaped pillow. This pillow is shaped like a book. I would sleep very well on that. That's how I did my school. This motorcycle has a big ponytail hole. This
Yeah.
helmet. That's great. I could pop my
That's
pony
like
in
there
there.
was a like Flight of the Conchords. There's an episode where he tries to make a hair helmet. Like
Yeah.
a bicycle helmet that looks like his hair.
So
and he
great.
succeeds, and it's awesome.
Yeah, it looks
Now
like a bunch of hair.
This one I gotta bring an issue with. These cleaning shoes.
So there's a dustpan and a tiny broom on the tip of these
so
shoes.
on the left shoe there's a small dustpan, and on the right shoe, they're like house slipper type things. On the right shoe there's a little broom. All right, now, I mean, there's got to be like at least 2 other better cleaning shoe.
Well, what's great is you look dainty, though.
configurations.
I really like the daintiness. Like she looks cute with the little broom and the little
I mean,
dustpan.
we could have like battery powered vacuum shoes.
But like battery powered vacuum shoes, it's just not as sexy. It's not as dainty.
Man.
Because I want to watch work getting done with cleaning. That's
But
what
I'm
turns
looking
me
for
on.
utility here.
Okay, I'm with you on that.
Oh, this is great for those long bus rides where you can't find a seat. It's like
it's a chin strap. It
like hangs on the rack.
Oh
and
no,
just
it's
holds
got
your
a
chin up.
pole. It's like a mic stand that you rest your chin on.
Okay.
She's
man,
getting her purse
that's awesome.
stolen. That's how you get your purse stolen. Oh, this umbrella harvests rain and puts it into a shoulder backpack. Yikes. Oh, this is a real robot exosuit for lifting stuff.
Yeah, that's actually legit.
Yeah, that's a real thing. That's cool.
So modifies your strength. That's some future shit, man. We already got some future shit.
Oh, it's a face mask where it looks like your mouth is a cat's mouth with a little bow tie. That's great. I swear that's not Japanese exclusive.
Dude, I love how
It's so smiley.
I love how you just went over that. Sounded like
you got a mouth of a cat
you
with
just
a little bow
couldn't-
tie.
Couldn't quite get that enthusiastic about
No, looks great. I love it.
it. All right, I think we're winding down to the end.
I think we tapped these, but it's good. You know, hunt for some maybe we missed. There's some ice cream and a fish. Separate your toes.
Share with us your terrible inventions, or that
Yeah.
might only be useful 50 years from now, in a completely different world that it's not going to end up like.
Do this and don't go away from where you're at right now. Just navigate to radiovegas.rocks, because next up, I'm excited for you because you're going to experience the Grungy Faucet. The Grungy Faucet is a great show.
Excellent. Yeah.
It's done by one of 2 people that do a lot of great shows. Brendan and Kevin are in a lot of cool shows on radiovegas.rocks, and this is one of them, and it's really great, and I want you to listen to it. You're going to enjoy grunge and 90s hits that you might have been like, oh, that was a dope song on the album track. There was an album track and wasn't like a A-side. The radio played that for only a few weeks, and it was so sick. So just really feel-good cuts from the grunge era. Grungy Faucet coming up next. RadioVegas.rocks. Highly recommend it. Oh, wait, no, this one. Okay. This has been Greasy Conversation. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you next week.
Cheers.
right, now we stop the video part. Stopping the video.